Hello gamers, welcome back to another episode of Squared Up. My name is Sean and today we have a real special video for you. I will be reviewing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered. I am doing the PlayStation 4 edition, however this game is available on PS4, Xbox, and I believe PC as well. This has the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater game plus Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. All those levels that we grew up playing as kids are back with a new facelift. I cannot wait to get into the details of this game. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. My name is Sean and this is Squared Up.
1, 2, 3, 4, city women, all I need. I play these games, they don't play me.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited about today's video. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be reviewing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remastered edition. So I grew up playing these games. These are literally one of the first games I ever laid my hands on when I moved here, and they were fantastic. Playing this game gave me the biggest nostalgic moment, gave me a nostalgic rush. I don't even know what the word for that is, but wow, it literally brought me back to my childhood. I felt like 8-year-old Sean was sitting over here playing PlayStation and loving the crap out of this game. All the levels that I played growing up are here and they all have new facelifts. They look amazing. So all the levels feel the same as before, and what I mean by that is everything is in the same place, however, they all look different. There's a fresh coat of paint on everything. Some of the levels have been more weathered. All the levels that I played are back. So in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, you still have the warehouse, the school, the mall, the skate park in Chicago. You have downtown, you have Downhill Jam, which is still a pain, by the way. We have Burnside, we have the streets of San Francisco, and of course Roswell, New Mexico. And on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, we have the hangar, the school 2, Marseille, New York City, Venice Beach, Skate Street, Philly, and the Bull Ring. Now the cool part is once you finished off all of those, you get rewarded with the chopper drop level, which I believe was in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. But if you finish that and 100% all of these levels, which honestly isn't that hard, takes maybe 2 or 3 hours to complete 100% all of those levels. Once you have gotten all of those, you will be rewarded with a new level called Skate Heaven, which is bananas. I love it. It's so insane, it's so out there, and it's such a fun park. Some notable mentions from these games: all of those secret areas are still there. There's new collectibles to find, there's old collectibles to find. And in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, they didn't have reverts or wall plants. Reverts are when you're on a ramp and you're landing, and as soon as you land, you switch what side of the board you're using. So if you're going tail side first, you switch and do that. That actually adds a trick on its own. And on top of that, they've added wall plants, which is when you're skating straight towards a wall and you jump and you press jump again just as you're about to touch the wall. Your skater will jump and do a jump off of the wall, and that counts as a trick too. Now, reverts and wall plants, they were not in Pro Skater 1 and 2, so the addition of that, what it does is it allows you to infinitely expand the combos of tricks that you're doing throughout all these levels. Normally in Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, when you went up a ramp, did your jump, did all your tricks, and landed, that was the end of the combo, usually, unless you happen to land on like a rail or something. Now you actually have the option of doing a revert as soon as you land, going into a manual, and then going up another ramp and doing a jump and continuing your combo for multiple jumps up a ramp, as opposed to just once up and down and that's it. If you've played all the other Tony Hawk games, again, this isn't that big of a news for you. It's not that big of an addition to this game. However, if you've played just 1 and 2 and haven't tried out the other ones, that makes this game so much more playable, so much easier, and at the same time harder, because you now have more options of tricks. So that is a really cool addition. All the skaters that are in here look amazing. I love the fact that they've added more female skaters in this game as opposed to the last one. In the last games, in number 1 and 2 before, we did not have the option of playing as a female skater, aside from one, but if you wanted to like create a skater, you couldn't pick a female. Now you can, and customizing them. Oh my god, don't even get me started. There are so many new things that you can use to customize. Not only can you customize your board, your trucks, and your wheels, but your entire apparel, from hats to socks to shoes, shirt, no shirt, pants, shorts, whatever you want. Everything is there. However, the Create a Skater options are pretty limited. Even though you can customize your apparel and your board, the actual Create a Skater portion of the game is not that in-depth. You have a few pre-selected faces that you can choose from, and that's just about it. Aside from that, and maybe picking your name, there's no customizations available. I can't pick how much facial hair I have or hair I have. I can't pick my height or weight. I can't change any details on my face. I can't do any of that. So all you get is pre-made faces. You get to select one of those, and that's it. You are usually a pretty lanky, skinny skater with a customized face. That's basically all you get. Speaking of characters, there are 2 characters that you can unlock. One is the Roswell alien, which is really cool. You unlock him by collecting these little alien plushies that are hidden throughout all 19 maps. And aside from that, you can also unlock Officer Dick, which has been a character throughout the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. The cool thing about Officer Dick is, he's in the game. He runs you over at the school level, and he's the one driving the little golf cart. The cool thing about him, though, if you take a good look once you've unlocked him, his character model is actually done by Jack Black. So when you unlock Officer Dick, that's Jack Black. And I don't know if they did this on purpose, but when you unlock him, when you're at the character selection screen and you pick Officer Dick, you'll notice that he does this little rock dance, which literally looks like one of the scenes from School of Rock, which is hilarious. And I don't know whether they added that just because it's Jack Black or they just wanted to do something funny. And also, if you take a look at Officer Dick's skateboard, the artwork on his deck actually looks like something from Tenacious D. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that is because it's Jack Black or whether it just so happened to be that way, but it was a really cool Easter egg that I found in there. And now we have the option to create our own park and upload it to the internet where everyone can try out your levels if you've done a good job. And I actually love that addition because it gives so much more replayability to this game. And it's really fun to see how creative people get and how they map out their skate parks to set you up for combos and things like that. One of the things that made these games so great back in the day was their idea of multiplayers, where you could get someone next to you, hand them a controller, and you can play on a split screen with your own characters either against each other or at least in the same world. And that was groundbreaking back then. It was so much fun to play with someone next to you. And they've taken that, not only added an online element to it, but even couch co-op and playing with someone that's next to you is possible. And they've given a fresh take on all of these things. Now, when I mention Tony Hawk games in general, most people get super excited about the music and the soundtrack. And this one does not disappoint. Most of the old songs are back, including a bunch of new ones that go very well with these types of games and the feel of these kind of games. There are a few songs missing, but honestly, the songs they've added are plenty good enough to make me forget about those old ones that they've missed. But the soundtrack is awesome. Here's a sneak peek at their playlist. Unfortunately, I can't play any of it for you because of licensing and YouTube laws and blah, blah, blah. but you have to take my word for it. This is another soundtrack that if there is a soundtrack that comes out on CD or whatever to get, I would definitely purchase this. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be on Spotify or something. So I'm definitely going to be looking for a Tony Hawk playlist on Spotify very soon. So the cool thing about this game is it is a remaster. It's not a brand new game, it's just a remaster of an old game. So price is actually really good because this game, as opposed to being a $90 game, is only $60. So that's great. However, that being said, I did get the collector's edition, which came with this board, as I mentioned, which, fantastic. It did drive the price up a little bit, but I got a skateboard out of it. I'm not complaining. Price, I will give it a 9. That is a very good price for this game. Replayability, if they had just made the original levels of this game and released it, I would have said, it's not really worth it. But that would kind of not be fair because the Tony Hawk games, even though you can complete it, it's still fun. You'd want to go back and play it again and pull off even crazier tricks. Not only is that true, but as I mentioned earlier, they have the creative park mode where everyone can make their own levels and upload them so others can play them, which makes the replayability unbelievable. For replayability, this game definitely gets a 10. Graphics, it's remastered. So I would be lying if I said the game doesn't look good. It looks fantastic. If you've played the old ones and you come and play this one, it's nearly impossible to go back and play the old one because it feels so... I feel like the technology has finally caught up to what this game was supposed to be. The graphics are fantastic. I'll give it a 9. Gameplay, I gotta give it a 10. It was so fun playing this. There was literally only one thing I wanted from Tony Hawk Remastered, and that was to bring that nostalgia back and make me feel like a kid that's playing these games again. Story, I will give it a 7. Gameplay, it feels not only like the old game, but it feels even better, so I have to give it a 10. Fun factor and replayability, I'll give it 10. And price was a solid 9. It was a great game, great price. The amount of work they've put into this game at the $60 price point is fantastic. The only reason I don't give it a 10 is because it could have been a little cheaper. But then again, I'm not mad at it. It was great. So total scores are down there. That's the total score. This is one of the must-have games for PS4 or Xbox or PC, whatever. If you like games, get this game. Gets the seal of approval from Squared Up. Tony Hawk back in the day said that he wanted to create these games to be able to get into a new audience for skaters and get people more involved in skating and bring newer skaters into the skating world. And I feel like this remaster did what the original games were supposed to do for this generation. For 2020, I feel like in the next few months and years coming up, there's going to be a lot more kids at skate parks trying out skateboarding for the first time. And that's something that was the goal of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and mission accomplished. Vicarious Vision, Activision, hats off to you. Let's go skate. I'm done with this review. Let's go skate. It's over. Let's go skate. That's the take right there. That's the one. That's the one.